It's December 4th, 2020, and we are here at ancient Archaeology Creek in Gillespie County, Texas. We have the road that goes across that creates the lake. It's just a widening of the original creek. And then we have the ancient creek bank, which goes up 90 or 100 feet. University geology can explain horizontal layers. It cannot explain this vertical feature there or the vertical features in other sections. So we have section faces that are vertical, and upon closer examination would find they're smooth faced sections, okay? We're gonna go down to the lower lake and check out the creek banks there, okay? So we're here above the second lake on the creek bank. All right, this is a creek bank built in ancient times. I'm just going to show you this vertical line is a seam in ancient concrete, okay? This is not a fracture that's breaking the material apart, but a seam that's joining the material together, joining sections together, left to right, okay? Across that horizontal layer. So the ancients built left to right in sections. At first glance, this creek bank looks chaotic and natural, but if we look closer, we notice, for instance, this line, that's a vertical line through many different, quote, eras of time. All right, so geology has no explanation for this vertical line going through different, quote, sedimentary layers. There's no explanation for that. Now moving 2 feet to the right, we see the same kind of construction. Okay, we see the same vertical line through different, quote, sedimentary layers. So there's layer 1 there, right? And there's layer 2. And we see the same line going through those. All right? Those are both 45s to the flow of the river. This vertical line goes through approximately 10 different layers of material, layers that the universities would call sedimentary material. They have no explanation for a single line going through all those time periods. So this is one clue that this is a terraformed creek bank. Then on the left, it's the same vertical line through 1, 2, and hard to say on the bottom ones where that line is. But on the right, same thing. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that line goes through those 4 layers, right? And these are 45-degree angles to the flow of the river. So these section faces, these seams in ancient concrete are at a 45-degree angle to the flow of the river. Again, we see the 45-degree angles to the flow of the river, and that's mimicked in the next section as well. You can see the smooth section face in the center of the frame. That face is at a 45-degree angle to the flow of the river, as are those. Below that layer, where we see insistent 45-degree angle faces to the sections, we have the same construction. So there's another 45-degree angle. It's facing us, in other words, this way. That's a 45 to the flow of the river. But interestingly, we have 2 of them, right? So we have one on the right side, one on the left. That's about a 60-degree angle that we're looking at right now. If we look from bottom to top, it's about 60-degree angle, right? But they both are 45 to the flow of the river, and those are more right angles that are 45 to the flow of the river, okay? So we see this vertical seam construction that the ancients used, and they switched their angles. Here's another 45 to the flow of the river in this larger section, but I also wanted to show you something. As you'll notice, this layer which steps off to the left is one layer. In other words, from here, okay, from there all the way down, we can see it on video, it's one layer, all right? That step is one layer. It's really important because the geologists would say the reason hills are stepped in Texas is because the different eras of time, let's say that there's one era here and the next one is one era down there, they'll just break out little by little, but that's not the case. This is one, in other words, the ancients stepped their hills, and we see the stepping, the conscious stepping as they went down, 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 because this is one molded layer. Pretty incredible. More 45-degree construction, 45-degree angle to the flow of the river, or 45-degree angle to the line between the hills. And here we have the same angle, 45-degree angle to the flow of the river. Same. So, geologists have not taken note of any of this for reasons that are fairly clear. I don't want to go into that in a moment. Oh, so we have 45-degree angle to the flow of the river. Let's step back a bit so we can see this better. So on the left we have that, and on the left we have that. One line through those eras of time, right? Vertical line construction, interesting. More diagonal seam construction, 45-degree to the flow of the river. What could have been the reason for geologists missing the fact that the continents were terraformed in the distant past? My speculation is that geologists have been working under the premise, the false premise, that advanced races could not have existed in the past, that we are the first. Humanity is the first advanced race, the first technologically advanced race, and that therefore, of course, the Earth had to come about naturally. The continents had to be built by natural forces. So, essentially, geologists have been working under a delusion, under a hallucination. So there's a veil, a significant veil over geologists' eyes when they look at the continental material. This is Jock Doubleday reporting from ancient Archaeology Creek here in Gillespie County, Texas. A little creek that has been widened into two small lakes in modern times. I hope we can all have a scientific day, and that means very clearly a non-hallucinatory day, a day in which we can see through the veils that both the university and our own beliefs have created for us.